Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.P.O.C here, back here again with another video. Hope you're well wherever you are, peace and love and all that good stuff. These videos I'm making here, as most of my videos are really, pretty much all my videos are about philanthropy, charity, make the world a better place and things like that. Some of them are a bit more about football or other things, but even those, I normally like to include things about charity and stuff like that, which is most of what I like to work on nowadays. So anyway, I hope you enjoy these videos, and if you support my channel as much as possible, it would be really cool. From a selfish point of view, it'd be good for my ego and also for me to become independent, financially at least. And from a less selfish point of view, it would help me to donate to charities and the causes I was just for. With that being said, with these specific videos, if I can, hopefully, if I can make any money from them, I will donate that to a worthy cause such as water aid. As I mentioned in part 2, sometimes I'm a bit wary about charities and where the money actually goes and whether it goes to those who need it. So I am a bit wary about that, and I hope to find a way to make sure that it does help those charities. I'd love to do voluntary work and things like that, and support as many charities as possible. And if I could actually see the people those charities actually help and how they've benefited from it, it would be those are sort of charities I want to work where I know it's actually helping the people in those countries. And lost my train of thought. I'm sure there's something else I was going to say, but I can't quite remember, which is a bit embarrassing. I often have that problem, but yeah. So basically, if I could see the people that the charities are helping, I would love to support those charities. Hope not to waffle too much because on each point, because my videos sometimes go a bit longer than I plan for. But as I say, here goes. So continuing on from parts 1 and 2, please check them out if you haven't already done so. And if you want to post any links of charities or worthy causes or whatever in the comment section, I welcome that. I'm not sure if I'll be too lazy to do so or get around to do so or remember to do so or not, but I'll do my best perhaps to share some information about charities, and hope I inspire other people to give more of their attention, time and so-called money towards charity, and appreciate what they have and tackle greed and things like that. But obviously, it's always up to you. I always believe in freedom and free choice. As I often say, if you want to comment anything you want in the comment section, even if it's negative, it's your choice. I'd rather it be positive. Anyway, cracking on. Number 21, a bit of a more selfish thing. I would love to make Italian football great again. For anyone who follows football, recently, Italy, which was a formerly great nation in football and is still very passionate about football, has failed to qualify for 2 World Cups in a row. But I was thinking of something which would be really cool and interesting, is like, first of all, to learn from this, and secondly, approximately 30 years ago or so, in the European Cup, the Euros, Denmark didn't actually qualify, but because of a war, a country was kicked out, and they got their place, probably for being the best in qualifying out of the teams that didn't qualify. So if you follow football, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hopefully someone out there will. So they got through somehow, and they went on to win it. And I dream for something like that to happen again for Italy. Possibly, I'll try and visualize it and use the law of attraction or positive or self-fulfilling prophecy, positive one in this case. Although it would feel a bit dirty in a way for us to do so, because we didn't actually qualify through the proper means. But yeah, if a country like Serbia, hopefully the people from Serbia, if they hear this video, won't be offended what I say, and I wish them well as a country. But it'd be great as a Italian football fan if some country like Serbia or Iran politically got kicked out, and somehow Italy went on not only to get through a pass into the World Cup, but maybe even to go on to win it. I think that would be pretty cool. But again, I'd love to see ideas that would help Italian football, to make Italian football great again, like it was in the past, and say hence great again, and to encourage investment and sponsorship to get academies in Italy and things like that. Number 22, as a part of that, I would love to, sticking to that theme about Italian football, I would love to, as well as for Italian football, to do a lot of good stuff for charity, change its image and improve relations with the rest of the world. As I mentioned before, I would also love for Italian football to look at how it can adapt and change to improve again, to help it to become great again, like to look at how it can modernize. So building on the strong defence Italian football's pretty much always had since, I think, the 60s, it can also, believe it or not, I wasn't actually alive in the 60s, but I've been an Italian football fan since about the late 90s, so since about 96 or since about 95 or 96, so mid to late 90s onwards. But yeah, so hopefully looking at how we can learn from mistakes and learn from the past, and also build on its great defence, but also build great players in different positions, like in goal, in defence, in midfield, and up front. And the former players can teach the youth, and again, developing academies, building academies, and things like that. So hopefully, Italians heroes will be the people who help the football teams to improve, rather than both at national and club team level, youth level, rather than people who go to war and things like that. So it can be a good symbol for peace, as Peter Schmeichel, the former Danish goalkeeper, said something like, we show that peace can be a positive thing when they won in 92, and hope Italy can do the same somehow in 2022 if countries like maybe Serbia and Serie got kicked out, or at least one of those countries. Again, we took their place and again did what Denmark did 30 years later, and it would be a great story. It would be a bit later than more than 30 years, but anyway, I rest my case. But yeah, so hopefully looking at how Italian football can adapt and build more attacking players, more creativity, more skills, younger players to practice skills and take risks and things like that, and be encouraged to take risks in training and be able to make mistakes. The freedom to fail gives me a chance for success. The freedom to make mistakes and ultimately fail sometimes give me a chance for success. So yeah, hopefully they can learn things from YouTube videos about like skills like Zidane had, and Zizou, as I call him, and Ronaldinho, and players like that. Although the name Zizou is not a name I came up with. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, how Italian football can adapt, as I say, and hopefully I'll talk more about that in the future. Sorry if I'm waffling. Number 23, I would love to support things like war trade. Again, I'd love to ensure that the money actually and the sport actually does, the energy and time people put into it actually does go to help those who need it the most. And I would love to have a 10% tax on, as I put in the description of this video, on, and I mentioned in my last video, on the weapons trade and the military industrial complex, or the militaries of the world, and every country around the world to have like, so that 10% of what it spends on the military could be taxed and instead spent on tackling poverty, which you could argue would tackle food insecurity and terrorism and other negative things and insecurities that plague the world. Arguably, if there's more peace, it could help to cut costs of living, and also to decrease terrorism and general violence and crime and stuff like that. As ever, I'd love to hear what you think about that point. But yeah, it could be a pipe dream, but I think I definitely like to share these ideas as much as possible, even if they're a bit naive. 24, I hope to support the poorest 10% people in all possible countries, as I mentioned before. Internationally, there might be some countries that I'd favour more than others, but especially like former colonies, for instance, or developing countries, but all possible homeless and disadvantaged people in all possible countries is who I would love to support. 25, especially from republics. Again, there would be some countries which I would want to support more than others. And I'd love to look at how republics can work together somehow and avoid war. Again, that might be a bit of a pipe dream, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. Number 26, again, I'd love to look at how former colonies could network together. There could be a network for all the colonies, all the countries that are colonized, like African and Asian nations, and then specific ones for countries that were, for instance, all the countries which were invaded by Britain, all the countries which were invaded by the Dutch, Germany, and so on and so forth. Like, so every country that was invaded by Germany at one point could network with each other, excluding Germany itself, because obviously it would be to help each other. So to make a positive from a negative, and also same with Britain and Germany, and Holland, and so on. Number 27, I hope that another thing I'd love to do is like look at companies that, or look at countries or as well as companies that have not profited from war or encouraged war or created war, those who support peace, and look at how to reward them financially. So I think if we make peace pay and make it profit to be peaceful, I think that could encourage a lot more peace in the world. Again, like look at countries that don't go to war or try not to, or only go to war to defend themselves and don't invade other countries. If we support those countries like India, I think hopefully that will make more peace overall, at least a little bit, I'm sure, probably quite a lot in fact, although it probably won't make it 100% more peaceful. It will probably make it a lot more peaceful. Number 28, as I often say, I'd love to turn negative situations into positives. Hence, for instance, the countries that were colonized networking together. Again, there could be two different sort of networks for countries that are colonized. One where general countries that are colonized by anyone network together, and another one where the countries colonized by a specific country or nation or whatever you want to call it can network together. Number 29, I'd love to see how my fellow Anglo-Indians can help Italian football to become world-class, as well as helping India and places like that. And countries I would love to support the most are Malaysia, India, especially India, Indonesia, Singapore, and South Africa financially. And again, I'll say in terms of football, I would love to support Italy and Celtic. And number 30, again, I would love to see how Italian football and Celtic can be as close to world-class as possible. So sorry for waffled, and as ever, I'd love to hear what you think. I am out. Peace and love.